Hey guys, Monochrome here. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. Genuinely good to have you. Now, you guys know that I don't do theme videos on my channel. You know this. Today, because it's All Hallows Eve, I'm going to make an exception. A while back, I found out that most Wiccans, or as the masses call them, witches, they like to use two types of knives in their religion, their culture. One of them is called the bowline. Now, this is usually a white handle, and the handle material is often bone or any other type of natural material with a curved blade. Usually not a very long curved blade, and it's usually curved inward, although there have been bowline knives that are curved outward, usually single-edged, again, not too large overall, and these are used for harvesting small plants, herbs, that sort of thing. These are actually used. They're not weapons. There's another knife in Wiccan culture called and my apologies if I'm pronouncing this incorrectly, Athame. And the Athame is usually a symmetrical knife, and handle black, natural material, usually horn. It may or may not have a guard, and the vast majority look like daggers. But the biggest characteristics that all of them usually have is a black handle, natural material, again, usually horn, and a symmetrical knife shape. Doesn't have to be a double-edged dagger, although that's usually the most common one. It can be single-edged as long as the entire knife is symmetrical, with or without a guard. And here's an example of one. Now, this particular one is not some sort of knife that's been enchanted in any sort of way. An Athame can be any type of knife that meets those requirements that I just mentioned. And I got this off of an Etsy seller a couple of months back who, unfortunately, no longer in business, sold it as an Athame, sold a few other items through his shop. Now, usually when an Etsy seller closes up shop, usually, it's a con man who got way too many negative reviews, conned way too many people, and takes off. But sometimes, unfortunately, you have legitimate sellers who, for a variety of reasons, decide, you know what, this isn't working out, I'm going to have to close up shop. And that's what happened. I've double checked. The particular Etsy seller I bought this knife from, sorry, not around anymore. But let's take a look at the knife itself. First of all, this sheath is surprisingly good quality. Now, this particular Athame is made in Pakistan. Normally, I would say avoid any knives made in Pakistan like the plague, because you are just not going to get quality. This one is surprisingly good quality for something made in Pakistan, and this sheath is overall excellent. It's not reinforced, but surprisingly, it is double stitched, as you can see. This is a really, really good sheath for a knife made in Pakistan. There it is. And this particular one is single-edged, but it has the two most important characteristics. The entire knife is symmetrical with a black natural handle material, in this case, horn. Now you can tell it's natural because there's imperfections in it. One thing Pakistan definitely has is plenty of horned animals. So this is genuine. No markings on the blade. I have no clue what that is. Most likely 440A. But yeah, that could also be 420J. Ooh, but okay, that's not important. And over here, yep, as you can see, if my camera will focus, come on, yep, Pakistan in small lettering. They definitely don't want to emphasize that. But here's the thing, with this sort of knife, unlike the bowline, which is actually used, this is ceremonial only. I mean, some people might take a look at this and say, oh, well, that looks like a Scottish dirk. And yeah, that's exactly what it looks like. However, even though the Scottish dirk was definitely used back in the good old days, Athame, not meant to be physically used. We're not talking about a horrible stereotype in which you have a young woman dressed up all in black, has someone on an altar, pulls this out, and yeah. No. This is purely ceremonial. It is not meant to be used at all. As a matter of fact, if the edge is dull as a butter knife, that's fine. This is something meant for ceremonies, perhaps meant for casting spells, and I don't mean black magic spells. Although, with Wiccan artifacts, there is that black magic side. Mostly, though, it's used for harmless spells, ceremonial purposes, that sort of thing. Once again, this is not meant to actually physically be used on anyone, anything, or any animal at all. Ceremonial only. And I wanted to give you guys a look at an example of it. Now, when I purchased this, I knew full well that this was not going to be a high quality knife. Is it sharp? Somewhat. I mean, you're not going to find a butter knife wall hanger in my collection. All of my knives are good and sharp, some sharper than others. How's the handle? It's a little short. Keep in mind, I wear large size gloves. Now, I will have a couple of specs in the description box below, but guys, this is not a review of the knife itself. I just wanted to show you something that is used in Wiccan culture, by its practitioners. Exactly which ceremonies they use it for, I have no idea. I'll be honest. I'm not trying to present Wiccan culture in a negative or positive light, just trying to present one little aspect of it. You guys can do your own research, make up your own minds. Yes, I am making this video and uploading it on Halloween. For those of you out there who are Wiccan practitioners, let's be honest with each other. The masses really aren't going to care about Wiccan culture any other day of the year. I'm just being honest. Please don't get upset with the messenger. They're just not going to care. On Halloween, they're going to take some interest, at least those who are open-minded. And I will be completely honest. I purchased this for a potential role play on my other channel where I do ASMR role plays, but that particular story idea didn't quite materialize. Maybe I'll use it on my other channel. If I do, it's not going to be in a disrespectful manner. This is just something I wanted to show my viewers, my subscribers, as an example of an Athame. And again, my apologies to Wiccan practitioners if I'm pronouncing that wrong. But yes, this knife, ceremonial only, not meant to be physically used, not meant for any sort of ritualistic sacrifices, whether human or animal. The white handle bowline is supposed to be used, again, for harvesting small plants, for harvesting herbs, for use in ceremonies, that sort of thing. I've never found anything while doing my general wide research into Wiccan culture that implied sacrifices involving blood. Maybe there is some on the black magic side of Wiccan culture, but that's not something I'm interested in. And I know that the vast majority of Wiccans aren't bloodthirsty Satan worshipers. I know they are not that. So just wanted to show this on Halloween because this is the one day out of the year where most folks would be interested in this type of video. Again, I don't normally do themed videos on this channel. This is just an exception. Okay, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoyed this very general look at an Athame. And I hope you guys stay safe out there and not just on Halloween night. Take care, guys. I'll see you soon.